Hi all. Today we continue discussing the properties of determinants. For that we recall the determinant function. We have established the existence of a determinant function as Ej is equal to summation I equal to 1 to n minus 1 raised to I plus j aij dij of a. We have shown that if d is a determinant function, n minus 1 determinant function, n minus 1 linear determinant function, then you can get this Ej is a determinant function on n linear determinant function. Okay. So this proves this is a n linear determinant function if you replace this by a determinant function. Now we write this is equal to when you replace that d by the corresponding determinant function in the order n minus 1. We write this is equal to I equal to 1 to n minus 1 to the power I plus j, and we write this is aij as itself as it is, and this is determinant of a. Okay. Or this dij of, by definition, this dij of this we write this as d of aij. So we first of all we replace this by definition, that is d of aij. That means this is obtained by removing the d value of the matrix obtained by removing ith row and jth column from A. So this can be written as summation I equal to 1 to n minus 1 raised to I plus j and aij times this d is replaced by determinant, so determinant of aij. That means we replace this d and linear alternating determinant function by this dit of that, and we know that it is always a determinant function. It satisfies all the properties of determinant function. Then this is a determinant function on n minus 1 by n minus 1 matrix. So that would help us to define this Ej as a determinant function on set of all matrices of order n. Okay, so this we write, we know that this is the determinant of A anyway, so we write this determinant of A has another formula. Actually this is the formula we use to evaluate determinant rather than the formula involving the permutations. That means we have already a formula for determinant of A, that is equal to summation sigma belongs to Sn sine of sigma times a1 sigma 1 etc a and sigma n. This is a this is the definition of determinant A, and we have already proved that this is also determinant. Since this is determinant, then and we have already established the uniqueness of determinant function, then you can write this formula same as this one. Okay, so we have to we are going to study this formula, and this is equal to, we write this as summation we write this I equal to 1 to n, we write this is Cij aij, and the Cij, the Cij is defined to be Cij is equal to minus 1 to the power I plus j, and the determinant of aij. That means the determinant of the matrix obtained by removing ith row and jth column of A. Okay. If you define like this, then you can write determinant of A takes this form. Okay, so this is easiest formula, and we write this, or we define this quantity as the cofactor ijth cofactor. Ijth cofactor. In fact, this is ji. We will make it correct later. Now we consider matrix B. Let B be the matrix obtained by, or obtained from A anyway, obtained from A by replacing jth row by its kth row. Sorry, jth column by its kth column. Jth column by its kth column. Okay, so this is the matrix B. Then you can write B I J is same as this Bij is same as Aij. That is because the B and A are different only in the J or Kth row. If you consider A, or we write this A is the matrix, the columns of A are C1 etc., Cj etc., Ck etc., Cn, and this B is nothing but the matrix. It is obtained by replacing the jth column, that is replaced by Ck etc., Ck, Cn. So this is our B. Okay. Then when you write B transpose, we can say that B transpose have the columns of B are the rows of B transpose. So B transpose should have two equal rows. The kth rows will be the same. Now from this you can write determinant of B transpose is 0, but since this B transpose have two equal rows, then this determinant of B and determinant of B transpose are the same, then determinant of B is equal to 0. Okay, so these are the observations. When you replace the jth row, jth column of A by the kth column of A, you can get a new matrix B with this property. Okay, so we write this is equal to 0. 0 is our determinant of B. How will you write determinant of B? So that is using the definition, that is I equal to 1 to n minus 1 raised to I plus j, and this is Bij, and determinant of Bij. Okay, but we know that this is same as summation I equal to 1 to n. Okay, so minus 1 to the power I plus j, and this can be written as Aik. That means we know that in the row jth column of B, we have kth column of A. Okay. So the jth column of B is same as kth column of A. So we consider the entries in the jth column, we can get the same entries as the kth column of A. So Bij is same as Aik. Okay, and we have determinant of this Bij is same as Aij. That means if you replace or if you remove J from jth column from B and A, the remaining the matrix will be the same, because the only difference in A and B are the jth position, jth column, and this jth column, sorry, this is the only difference. The rest of things are the same. Jth column is replaced by kth column. When you remove these two columns from these two matrices, the remaining part will be the same. So when you remove the ith row from the resultant matrices, we can get this matrix. Then you can say that Bij is same as Aij. So that means the matrix obtained by removing ith row and jth column from B is exactly the same as the matrix obtained by removing ith row and jth column of A. Those quantities will be the same, but this is nothing but minus I equal to 1 to n, and this will be written as this minus 1 power I plus j. Determinant of A of I by j is nothing but Cij. So this is Aik Cij. Okay, we have now we can conclude that whenever this sum I equal to 1 to n Cij Aij, that is always determinant of A, and for any I not equal to any k not equal to j, here we have this k is not equal to j, we have this result. Okay, any k not equal to j, that means any column or the suffix of the column that is not equal to j, we have this sum is always equal to 0. Okay. Now we write this is, we can conclude that these two things can be concluded like this: summation I equal to 1 to n C I j A I k equal to delta I k determinant of A. Okay, whenever this k is equal to this j, this is delta jk determinant of A. Whenever j and k coincides, we can say that that is equal to determinant A. Otherwise, we have 0. Okay. So this is a nice, interesting equality in matrices. Using this, we will find the inverse of the matrices by defining the adjoint matrix. Using this, we defined classical adjoint of A. And adjoint of the matrix A, or ijth entry of the adjoint of A, is defined as Cji. We have defined Cij is equal to minus 1 to the power I plus j, a determinant of Aij. Here we have Cji. Now you write that is same as summation. This is equal to, we write this, that as minus 1 to the power I plus j. Here we have j plus I because this is ji, but I plus a is same as j plus I, and this is the determinant of A of ji instead of ij, because here we have ji. So we write adjoint of A, ijth entry of adjoint of A equal to the jith entry of this C. Okay, or if you define the matrix C transpose, C is equal to Cij, we can write this is ijth entry of this matrix Cij. Now we can define adjoint of A is nothing but the C transpose. C transpose is the ijth entry of the C transpose is Cji. That is same as the ijth entry of adjoint A. Now we will show that this adjoint A into A and A into adjoint A both will give the identity matrix, scalar multiple of identity matrix with the determinant A. Now you evaluate the jkth entry of adjoint of A, adjoint of A into A. So we need to find out this product. In order to find out this product, we write the jkth and arbitrary entry of this matrix, that is jkth entry of this matrix. So this jkth entry of this product is obtained by multiplying jth row of adjoint A and kth column of A. So that is the jkth entry of this matrix, and that is obtained by multiplying this is I equal to 1 to n. We need to choose jth row of this adjoint of A. So you write this adjoint of A ji and the kth column. Kth column, we can choose the kth entries of the kth column as A, I, K. So first you write this I equal to 1 to 3 etc. This varies in the jth row of A, jth row of adjoint of A, and as this I varies from 1 to n, this varies over A1k, A2k, A3k, and all these elements are from the kth column. So when you multiply that, you can get the jkth entry of this product, and we'll prove that this jkth entry is by definition the adjoint of A is jith entry of adjoint of A is Cij. Okay, we know that this is the definition of adjoint of A. Ij is Cji, so ji is Cij. Okay, and Aik, and we have already seen that this sum is always delta jk determinant of A. So this matrix, this is the matrix obtained by whenever j equal to k, we have 1. So we have determined A. So this is determined A, or determined A in the diagonals of diagonal entries, and this part will be 0 because whenever j not equal to k, we have 0 here. So this defines the matrix determinant A times the identity matrix. Okay. So this proves that adjoint A into A is always this is adjoint A into adjoint A times A. This is the jkth entry. So using those entry, we can constitute this matrix. Then this product adjoint A into A is always determinant A into I. So this is also shows that this A is always an inverse as adjoint A by determinant of this. That means you can construct a matrix if determinant A not equal to 0. That we will discuss later. Before that, we can identify the equality. When you write this A transpose of Ji, this is the transpose of the matrix obtained by deleting jth row and ith column of A. And this will be the same as A, J, I whole transpose. That is the AIJ whole transpose. I will write this as the matrix obtained by A transpose of Ij, that is A transpose of Ij, I by J, that is we remove the jth, ith row and jth column of the transpose of A. So that in transpose of A, the ith row is same as the ith column of A. Okay. So this will be same as the matrix obtained by removing the jth column and ith row of A and taking its transpose. Okay, so this will be the same. That means the transpose of the matrix obtained by removing ith row and jth column of A, that is same as the transpose of the matrix removing jth column, jth row and ith column A. Okay. So this using this equality, we can easily prove that the A times adjoint of A is also give the same formula. That is because when you write this minus 1 to the power I plus j, A transpose of I by j, this is same as minus 1 to the power this is determinant of A transpose of I plus j. This is determinant of A transpose of I by j. That is same as minus 1 to the power I plus j determinant of A of I by j transpose, determinant of this matrix. But we know that the determinant of A transpose is same as determinant of A. So determinant of transpose of this matrix is same as determinant of this matrix. So that will give minus 1 to the power I plus j determinant of Aij. This is our Ji. This is same as Aj by I. Okay. So using this fact, we can get the this is same as determinant of Aij anyway. No, not Aij, transpose of this. Then using this fact, we will prove that A transpose this A into adjoint A will give determinant A times In. So that is obtained by replacing this A by A transpose. Since this is true for every A, when you replace this A by A transpose, you can get adjoint of A transpose into A transpose equal to determinant of A transpose times identity matrix. But we know that determinant of A transpose is same as determinant of A, that is this A determinant of A times identity matrix. Now take these two are matrices, LHS and RHS. We take the transpose of LHS and RHS. When you take the transpose of the right hand side, since this is a diagonal matrix, this never changes. This is same as determinant of A times I. Now take the transpose of this, you can get A transpose or transpose times transpose of all this. So adjoint A transpose whole transpose. But we know that adjoint A transpose whole transpose is adjoint because of this. That is because when you observe this, we can say that from this you write adjoint of A transpose, adjoint of A transpose. Okay, adjoint of A transpose is same as adjoint of A transpose. By definition, this is the adjoint of transpose of A. So that is equal to minus 1 to the power I plus j. This is in fact ji, Cji of A transpose. Okay. So that is obtained by this is determinant of A transpose of ji. Okay. So this is the definition of adjoint of A transpose. Because we have already defined what is ijth entry of adjoint of A, that is Cji. Okay, that is minus 1 to the power I plus j or j plus I. This will be the same determinant of Aji. So this is the ijth entry of A, ijth entry of adjoint of A. Now ijth entry of A transpose of the matrix of A transpose, then this ijth entry of this matrix will be minus 1 to the power I plus j, or j plus I, both are same. But here we have A transpose of instead of the Cji, we write a determinant of A transpose of J, A transpose Ji. Okay, but we know that this is equal to minus 1 to the power I plus j, and this is determinant of by this rule. Here we use this one, that is determinant of A, this AJI. Okay. That is minus 1 to the power I plus j, determinant of the matrix AI by j whole transpose. Clear? So this is the or we can write this is the ijth entry of this is adjoint of A ij transpose. Okay. Now we can write from this adjoint of A transpose the same as adjoint of A whole transpose. Okay. Now you that is the meaning of this. Ijth entry of adjoint of A transpose the same as the transpose of the ijth entry of this. Okay, I'll write this as ijth entry of this matrix. Okay, ij. So this is the adjoint of A whole transpose. Now you write this using this argument, by applying this argument in this, you can write adjoint of A transpose is adjoint of A transpose. Okay, whole transpose is there. You write this is A times adjoint of A transpose is adjoint of A transpose whole transpose equal to determinant of A into I, that is equal to A times adjoint A is also equal to determinant A times I. Okay, now you can easily think of the inverse of that. Assume if determinant of A not equal to 0, these two equations takes a form. Now we have the equation A into adjoint A equal to determinant A times I, that is equal to adjoint A into A. These are the two equations we have established, and this from this in this case we can say that this is if you are considering this determinant A is an element of a ring, then if this is an invertible, this dictate is invertible, that means suppose there exists an inverse or multiplicative inverse for dictate. So, or you write in case of commutative ring with unity, then if this is a dit A is a unit, that is a classical word. Unit means it is possessing multiplicative inverse. In that case, we write A times adjoint A by determinant A equal to identity matrix, that is equal to adjoint A by determinant A times A. Okay, so this would give a matrix B with the property that AB is equal to I, that is equal to BA. Okay, this means that whenever dit of A is invertible, that means dit A is an element of a ring. If this is invertible, then matrix is itself invertible. Okay, so this is the interesting characterization. Whenever dit A is equal to dit A is invertible, from this you can write one interesting implication. Dit A is not equal to 0. We have A is invertible. But the converse of this is very trivial. If A is invertible, we can get B such that AB is equal to I. From this you can write dit A into dit B equal to 1, because determinant of I is equal to 1. Implies dit A is dit A not equal to 0. And we write this is invertible. Instead of writing this is it is non-zero, we write it as invertible. Dit A is invertible. We write this is dit A is invertible. Okay, now you can get this is also invertible. From this you can write is invertible. Okay, now we have the other implication also. Dit A is invertible if and only if A is invertible. This has been given in the textbook as a theorem. So this is a famous theorem. This is an important theorem as well. So please go through it, and if there is any confusion, please let me know.